What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means we're gonna have us a good old time tonight. I'm your host, Emmanuel Noisette. You see it right there. And today we are going to talk about some of the news from the week. The Rock. Woo-wee! There's some news about The Rock. We're gonna have to talk about that. My man's reputation might be taking a hit. We got some breaking news with Giancarlo Esposito. So we'll be talking about that. What else do we have? We got a bunch of different things, actually. We got some MCU news. We're gonna be talking about Thor. We'll be talking about Captain America. We got a bunch of different things to go through. But trust me, we'll get through every single one of them tonight. Let's see. I know that I needed to give some quick shout outs to some people. Firstly, because I missed them last time, so I don't want to forget again. Let me see. I got Olanda, thank you so much for the $5 Cash App. Deshaun, thank you so much for the $20 Cash App. That's for Ms. E-Man. I will make sure I get that to her for your Soror, yo, aka sister. Okay, I got that. Who else we got? Vanessa, thank you so much for the $3 Cash App. I appreciate you. And my man Sean, thank you so much for the $15 Cash App. You said that was for the X-Men 97 Blackbird Fund. You know they need that fund because the way they be going through Blackbirds, absolutely. So thank you for that. So I got that covered. Let's see. Let's go through and see who made it out tonight. Give a couple shout outs while people still are coming in, and then we will get started. Dex, what is up? Good to see you again. Paulette, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Come on now. Ms. Harper, thank you so much for being here as well. Definitely appreciate you. My man Reese is here. Thank you so much for being here. Talented one, what's up? Kimmy J, how you doing? Homie Azia Latrice, good to see you. My man Johnny Washington's back in action. What's up? Angel Gonzalez, how you doing? Hold it down with the Mod Squad. Shar, good to see you as well. Rhonda, what is up? Jay, how you doing? Roy, how you doing? Let's see. Dwight, my man, how's it going? Let's see. What's going on, Corey? Thank you for being here. Nighthawk, what's up? Tasha, good to see you again. 60 plus, back in the building. Good to see you. Got the homie Tracy here. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. What's up? We got my man Didier's back. Good to see you. Tyra, how you doing? My man Tane, good to see you. Come on through. We got Mama J in the building. Thank you so much for being here. Stephanie, thank you so much for holding it down with the Mod Squad. Lamar, what is up? Treese, I see you. Let's see. Got Aloha. Good to see you again. Thank you so much for making it back. Don, always a pleasure to have you back. We got Mr. Hughes in the building as well. Thank you so much for making it out. Frigga, thank you so much for being here. Sim, how you doing? I should be asking you what's for dinner because I know Sim be cooking stuff up. You know, she don't always tell us all the time, but when she, man, listen, every time I be getting just a little extra hungry. Mr. Icon, thank you so much for being here as well. Appreciate you. Ism, what is up? Good to see you again. Cal Payne, my man, what's up? It's she. Thank you so much for being here as well. Let's see. Shauna, thank you so much for being here. Raymond, I appreciate you coming through. Christy, so good to see you again. Kristen, thank you so much for being here. Sean, how you doing? There we go. My man Storm Shadow, good to see you. Bryce, good to see you as well. Pierre, thank you so much for being here. Rabia, how you doing? My man Mr. Mitchell is back. There we go. My man Nelson V is in the building. Jay Bling, what is up? Good to see you. Who else I saw? I'm gonna catch up. I think we are there. Soto, good to see you. Bailey, hello. And who else? There we go. Kristen Pratt, good to see you. Holding it down for the Mod Squad. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. Oh my gosh. How much? Okay. Clearly I gotta look through these first. I didn't know y'all was hitting this up with so many. Okay, let's see. Hold on. We got a couple there. Okay. I guess we gotta go. Okay, we'll talk about that. Oh, okay. All right. See, I see y'all clearly. I think y'all clearly y'all want to talk about. Okay, I didn't know we was gonna go there, but apparently this is gonna be the topic. I didn't know that this had to be this. We clearly just gonna change up the format. Jarrell says, "Thank you so much, Replay Gang. Shout out to the Replay Gang. Not movie related, but K-Doc this week. Also, get those likes up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Listen, K-Dot is not to be messed with. I know this is usually, we talk movies and TV and stuff like that. But listen, there's a reason why I wore this shirt. Because I had to show Drake trying to find out who was the snitch in his own crew, right? This is in case y'all was wondering, this is really Drake. This is really Drake trying to find out who's the snitch that K-Dot was saying was in his own crew. That's what this is. With that said, this was what Kendrick did to Drake was diabolical. And we're not going to go into a whole explanation and breakdown of it. But let me just say this. Is what Kendrick did, was that like the hardest diss track ever? No, it wasn't the hard. Listen, you still got Ether out there. You got No Vaseline out there, Ice Cube. Oh my God. Like, this was not the hardest thing we've ever heard. But it definitely was personal, direct, and surgical to Drake. Now, I don't have a dog in this fight. I play Drake's music, right? I also play Kendrick's music. So I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for a good battle. Okay, I'm here for a good battle. However, I know some people will say, yo, Kendrick didn't say nothing that other people didn't already say. And that's true. But here's the difference. It's not about what you say, but how you say it. Rick Ross had already sat here. We know that Drake is biracial. He was raised by his Jewish mom. We know that. We know that. That's not new information. But how this man went about saying it was far more clever than the way Rick Ross said it. That's why Kendrick gets a couple more points in that. I don't think I've ever seen or heard in a diss track somebody not only question another rapper's blackness, but also gatekeep him from using the N-word. Now, if y'all are some hip-hop historians and y'all know somebody that's done something, let me know. Let me know. I've heard the people saying, hey, I've messed with your girl. I've heard the people say, F you and your crew. I've heard all of that. Or I'll beat you up. I'll shoot you up. I never heard nobody get culturally gatekept out of the society and culture that they want to be a part of. I've never heard that. You have to understand the repercussions of this. Whatever song Drake comes out with right after this, if this man says the N-word, you don't think people gonna be on him? They're gonna be on this man's bumper. And listen, Pusha T, in my opinion, already beat Drake in their battle. Now, I do believe back-to-back and, the stuff that Drake did, I do believe it was better in terms of song quality, but lyrically, Pusha T destroyed Drake, in my opinion. As for this last album, this last diss track that just came out, I feel as though there's so many layers to what Kendrick did. That's something that needs to be studied in another way. It needs to be broken down. The fact that hold on, because I think there were like 6 entendres on just the title, just the title. We're not even talking about the lyrics. The simple title had like 6 different entendres all in it. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna grab it. I know we're not gonna stay on this too long, but let me see. So the first one was like, you know, he called it 616 in LA. It plays on Drake's Timestamp series. 616. That was the premiere of Euphoria, which Drake also produced, and he's had that whole stigma of messing with younger women. There's the whole biblical verse of Proverbs 6:16, and that talks more about how God hates this, hates that, hates this, hates that, which is another reference back to when DMX was like, I hate everything about Drake. I hate this, how he talks, how he looks, etc. Drake does go by 6 God. You got that parallel. 6/16 of this year is Father's Day. 6/16 in 1858 is Lincoln's House Divided speech. And then, of course, 6/16 is Tupac's birthday. So you have all these different things. Oh, and I think there was another thing too. Like, I think the sample that he used on this song, what was it called? What a Wonderful Thing Love Is. It features Drake's uncle, Teenie Hodge, on guitar. So you using Drake's own family against them. Listen, this is not one of those type of things that you gonna play in the club. It's not gonna make you bop. But my goodness, you can't say that this man did not put any thought into this. You can't say that. So now on the other side, I do believe that the light-skinned rappers are still winning. Because you do have Drake and you have Chris Brown that just decimated Quavo. I don't even know why Quavo tried. Because what Chris Brown did was just mean. Like, he was mean lyrically, and then he got this man on social media on top. The light skins are up. It's 2-1 right now. It might be 2-2. I don't know. It might be 2-2. Because I don't know how Drake is going to come back from this. And here's the thing. Drake has lost before. You know, and Kendrick is kind of teasing as though he still got more stuff. The fact that Drake got a snitch now in his own crew, he got to have this man in fits. Listen, it might be tied, but I think the light skins are still up because that Chris Brown thing was just mean. Like, there was no coming back from that. It's just not. I don't know. Okay. Thank you for that. Those are my thoughts on the whole thing so far. Y'all can talk about it. I know. Let's see. What do we got here? Anthony, what you say in Euphoria when Kay is talking about that Chinese restaurant? It's not just random. Is apparently D got robbed at the restaurant 7 minutes from there. Oh, okay. By 3 people. 1 got away and people believe that the one that got away was a local rapper. Thank you so much again. The local rapper whose last music video was filmed there. People say D wanted the charges dropped. He knew who it was and didn't want to snitch. So by K saying I know a lot will reveal everything. All right. I don't know all that deep background information. I did not go Googling it at all, but you know what? Thank you so much for sharing. That's over my head. Oh, you got a little more. Hold on. Thank you. Another one. K released a new song called 616, where he says he has spies who are D's workers and hate him. Drake. That must be where he gets his info from. That seems to be what is being alleged. That does seem to be what is being alleged for sure. So thank you so much, Anthony. I really appreciate you, man. Kung Fu Kenny is definitely out there chopping for real. Kiki West, now where you get that Martin shirt from? One of the funniest episodes. Kiki, I'm so glad you asked. First of all, it's not a Martin shirt. This is still gonna be a Drake shirt. But since you asked, just go on ahead, go to the merch store. Y'all can get it. You know I got y'all covered. You go to the merch store. The links are in the description. Scroll down. Just go ahead and get the dog image right there. You guys can get it in the hoodie, get it in the ladies if you like, whatever. And go ahead and cop some of the other stuff here. You know, you get the Magneto is right. For my Fromily people, Got Worms, Milky Way Ghetto. You got the shirt right there, Gambit. You know, if anybody's a fan of the Tribal Chief, you know what I'm saying? You can be levels above. If you got a millionaire mindset, upgrade yourself to fulfillionaire mindset. So you got a bunch of different options. I will put the link right now in the description and in the comments so that y'all can grab them if you like. But yeah, they're all in the merch store. I usually add anything that I wear, if I can, in the descriptions for you guys. So there you go. But thank you so much, Kiki. I always appreciate you. Let's see. Rabia, what you got? Thank you for your show. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you for that. Oh my God, that T Rock. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I appreciate you. But like I say, y'all feel free to go grab them. Go grab them. Let's see. Natalie, job got on my nerves today. I'm so sorry, Natalie. I know how the jobs can be, you know, but listen, sometimes, you know, it's gonna be ups and downs. It's gonna be ups and downs. That's the best I can tell you. I don't know. I don't know your job like that. But just don't do nothing crazy. That's all I ask. Please don't do nothing crazy. But thank you so much for that. Talented One, any chance you review Bad Batch season 1? Couple nitpicks, but overall season series finale was fire. Not anytime soon. I have to catch up. I think I'm still on season 2, so nothing. I wouldn't hold your breath on it. But I've heard similar things that it is very solid. So I would definitely be checking it out sooner or later. I'm actually watching other stuff right now that is about to come out soon, but I can't talk about it until next week or so. But there's some interesting stuff coming on Netflix that I'm watching, and that's been taking up my time right now. But y'all will get there later. It's anime, by the way. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Baker, what you got? Kendrick definitely came with it. I agree. And I'm with it. You know, I am all here for, you know, a good battle, because at the end of the day, we get good drama and stuff to talk about, and that's all fun. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate you. But now we got to get down to business. Let's do a couple quick TV updates. These are just going to be a couple quick things that are in the news, nothing too deep. But apparently, speaking of Netflix earlier, we're getting another TV series. And stop me if you've heard this before, but a live action Scooby-Doo series is currently in the works at Netflix. I have no Greg Berlanti. I don't know who that is, but whatever. I'm not all that interested in another Scooby-Doo thing. I mean, we've seen so many Scooby-Doo this, Scooby-Doo that. All right, whatever. If it's coming, that's great. But you guys let me know if you're interested in another Scooby-Doo live action. But this was interesting. Apparently, we are getting another series before it has even come out. And that is Alex Cross, starring Aldous Hodge. It says here, Amazon Prime Video's upcoming series based on James Patterson's Alex Cross novels is being renewed for season 2. But we haven't even gotten this yet. It ain't even come out yet, and they already given us a season 2. So clearly, Amazon is really feeling themselves about this. Now, for those that don't know, Cross, or Alex Cross, is described as a thriller series, while Cross himself is said to be brilliant, flawed, and full of contradictions. A doting father, a family man, Cross is single-minded to the point of obsession when he hunts killers. He is desperate for love, but his wife's murder has left him too damaged to receive it. Well, sounds like he's Batman to me. That's just what that sounds like. But I think that's very telling. I think it's very telling that you know, this is already getting a season 2 before they even like released it at all. But hey, I'm very happy for Aldous Hodge. I think that, you know, he's a very talented actor, so I like to see him winning like this. This is great for him. So I will definitely be giving that a shot and seeing what happens with that. Another quick TV update because I already told you about this, but just in case you did not know, we finally got an update for From. Season 3 is coming, and it was actually revealed recently by one of the actresses on set that the show is going to be coming out sometime in the fall. We saw the teaser trailer. I posted the teaser trailer. I did a reaction to the teaser trailer. Actually, you could find it on the channel just right here. You can see, and I also included the Fatima theory that a lot of y'all had put out there as well. So you can definitely go ahead and check that out. But more From is coming somewhere between September and November. So I'm very okay with that. Definitely looking forward to it as well. So you guys let me know, how do you guys feel about Scooby-Doo, Alex Cross, From, anything of those natures, whatever you're thinking, let me know in the comments down below. All right. Got that. What else do we have? We got another we got movie updates. So here's some quick movie updates. Looks like Hugh Jackman has got a new movie coming out. And no, I'm not talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. It looks like here he is going to be starring as Robin Hood in The Death of Robin Hood alongside Jodie Comer. The film follows Robin Hood grappling with his past after a life of crime and murder, whilst in the hands of a mysterious woman after being badly injured. So that sounds interesting. I mean, you know, listen, I don't know why Hugh Jackman got to keep dying. I mean, you already did it with Logan, man. Like why you got to be the hero that dies, you know? But you know, I thought that was kind of interesting because Robin Hood is still a very familiar, you know, role character. Now the mystery behind whoever this woman is, if I had to speculate, I wonder if she happens to be a woman that Robin Hood saved but didn't know. Maybe. You know, because like that was his whole thing. He'd rob from the rich and give to the poor. So I wonder if maybe, you know, in his past, he helped her mama out and now she's helping him. I don't know. Maybe it's something sentimental or whatever, but I'm interested. I mean, Hugh Jackman is a phenomenal actor. So I would have to hope and assume that he would pick a movie that was like worth it. But of course, I'll wait for a trailer as well. But y'all let me know how you feel about that, if that's something that you even care about. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, so there's also an update here for Maze Runner. I don't know about y'all, but I actually liked Maze Runner. I liked the first Maze. I never read the books, but I liked the first Maze Runner book movie. It was cool, but I really loved the second Maze Runner movie. That was so good to me. I really, really enjoyed it. Mainly because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going on. I liked the world building. I liked the danger. I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was pretty cool, especially with all the twists and reveals and everything. Maze Runner 3, not so much. I really did not care for part 3 that much. So, you know, the fact that they're doing something else with Maze Runner caught my attention. But it looks like here that even though this was a trilogy that went from 2014 to 2018, so not that long ago, they're going to actually do a reboot. So it says here the reboot is not a redo of the story, nor is it a direct sequel to the original trilogy, which starred Dylan O'Brien and Kaya Scoladenario. I don't know, Kaya. The hope is to make a sort of continuation of the story, yet also return to the elements that made the first movie connect with its audience. I mean, this seems very early for a reboot. Like 20, what was that? 2014? 10 years ago? Y'all are already rebooting something from 10 years ago and it ended in 2018? Sheesh. I mean, I liked it and all, but I didn't think it was that good. I mean, I don't know. Now, I mean, if they gonna give us a different story, I guess I don't know. That this feels like a pull. This feels a little forced. Feels a little forced. But I don't know. Maybe y'all like the Maze Runner stuff. If you do, let me know. What else do we have? Oh, so we also have an update for The Exorcist. Now, I know that y'all some scary faces, some of y'all out there. So no, we're not gonna show no footage or nothing. But the last Exorcist movie, what was it called? Believer, something like that. Exorcist Believer. Trash. That was just not good. I did not. Y'all know I love horror movies. I love, the demon possession stuff and all that. No, not Exorcist Believer. That was just not good. It was not good. So I'm good on the whole Exorcist thing. I don't care about it no more. The franchise, I understood why it was so popular in the past, but now I'm like, nah, y'all done lost that steam. Until now, because apparently they're saying that Kevin Feige Jr. No, I'm just playing. That's actually Mike Flanagan. He is currently in talks to direct the next Exorcist movie. Now, if you don't know who Mike Flanagan is, let me just kind of remind you a little bit, because this guy has a pretty good record, I would say. As a writer or a director, well, he writes and directs. Let's see. He did Absentina. I don't know what that is. Oculus. It was all right. Hush. I did like Hush. Hush was a decent little movie. If you hadn't seen it, I think that was the one that came out on Netflix. That was pretty cool. I did like that. Before I Wake, whatever. Ouija, it was all right. Whatever. Gerald's Game. Now, Gerald's Game is currently on Netflix as well. I did enjoy that. Gerald's Game was solid. Haunting of Hill House, I didn't see it, but a lot of people enjoyed it. I mean, to get an 8.5 on here, that's big. So it is definitely still on my list to watch. Dr. Sleep, which is a sequel to Jesus, what was that? The Stephen King with Jack Nicholson and all them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The Haunting or whatever. Dr. Sleep was really, really good. Definitely like that. Haunting of Bly Manor, didn't see it. Midnight Mass, I love that. I loved Midnight Mass. Very, very solid. The Shining. Thank you. I'm stupid today. The Shining. Appreciate y'all for the assist. Yeah, Dr. Sleep is a sequel to The Shining. I was thinking of The Haunting. I don't know why. But Midnight Mass, if you have not seen Midnight Mass, please give it a shot. It is a very slow burn, very slow, but it does pick up later after episode 5. It picks up. And The Fallout House of Usher. I haven't seen it, but a lot of people have said that it's good. And again, very good rating. So if they're going to have, he don't look like Kevin Feige Jr., y'all. Like if you told me he was related to Kevin Feige, you come on now. Now, this is not just me. You tell him, I mean, he even got the same ball spot. You know what I'm saying? They got the same eyeballs, ball spot and everything. Cheekbones. That's got to be him. They got to be related. Anyway, put him in a hat. You put him in a hat, that's Kevin Feige. I'm telling you right now. But if he's going to be doing the next Exorcist, I'm okay with this. Like, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check that out. But anyway, that's it for the movie updates. You guys let me know, how do you feel about them? Let me know in the comments down below. All right. Dion, what you got? Them season 2. Don't sleep. No thanks. No thank you. Not for me. I believe I shared with y'all that Them is probably one of the few series that I would actually not recommend for people to watch. Because in my opinion, as much as I like horror and things of that nature, that series did not have anything redeeming to me. There was far too much. It was black torture porn, in my opinion. And I wasn't okay with that. I don't want to see that level of black trauma for nothing. Like there was, like, I don't know what you get from that series. And no, I haven't watched season 2, but I'm just saying I'm not motivated to watch season 2 because I did not care for season 1. I gave season 1 a chance. I watched the whole thing, felt almost sick to my stomach with certain episodes. But that's not for me. Now, if some people like that extreme stuff, do you? But that's not, no thank you. I'm not in the, I don't, no thanks. So I'm good on that, but enjoy, have fun. Alana, yes, I like Shogun. I haven't finished it yet. I'm on episode 6, so I got like 2 episodes left. But I do like Shogun. So far, so good for me. All right, let's move on. Seinfeld. So Jerry Seinfeld has been a legendary comedian. Of course, his TV show is like iconic out there. I actually really like the Seinfeld show. So I'm looking forward to well, I wouldn't say his movies, but I do look forward to whenever Jerry Seinfeld has like, you know, what comedians with cars or whatever. Like, I like those little things because I think he's kind of funny. But he does have this movie coming up, and it's called what is it called? Unfocused? I don't know. It's something. Whatever. Unfrosted. I don't know why I say unfocused. It's called Unfrosted. And this is going to be like his first directorial debut. But he was talking about the state of comedy. He was talking about the state of comedy, and he was basically asked about, you know, what's going on with it, right? And this is the common question that a lot of comedians have been asked recently, and Jerry's finally like really weighing in on it. And, you know, he was kind of making some waves. I saw he was making some headlines over the week about his comments. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about it. He says here, nothing really affects comedy. People always need it. They need it so badly and they don't get it. It used to be you would go home and at the end of the day, most people would go, oh, Cheers is on. Oh, Smash is on. Oh, Mary Tyler Moore is on. All in the Family is on. Now, before we go on, I love how he named a whole lot of white TV sitcoms. Now, I'm not saying that those weren't popular shows, but now I do get an idea of what Jerry used to watch. That's MASH. Bro, to this day, if MASH's title theme song comes on, I'm going to sleep. It could be 2:00 in the afternoon. I don't even know. This is the thing. I don't even know the full MASH theme song. Because the second that them yellow letters came up, I was already asleep. If gun to my head, I could not hum the MASH theme song for you at all. My life could be on the line. Anyway, sidetrack. I'm sorry. I sidetracked. Let me be professional. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, all them shows would come on, right? Then he said, you just expected there'll be some funny stuff we can watch on TV tonight. Well, guess what? Where is it? This is the result of the extreme left and PC crap, and people worrying so much about offending other people. So Jerry is blaming the extreme left, to the left, and the politically correct as basically ruining comedy. Now, before I go on to the rest of his comments, I agree. He's not terribly wrong, in my opinion. Because, and it depends on how you look at it, when jokes are being made in today's society versus the 90s, for example, you do have more groups being offended. And it's not to say that they shouldn't be offended. Everyone has a right to be offended if they feel that way. But it's because of their offenses and the whole cancel culture, which isn't real. Certain comedy has pulled back, been watered down, or they just avoid the subjects. I mean, this is literally what happened with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, now he didn't back down, but he was an example of the culture pushing back on him as he was talking about the trans community. Now, Dave exists in a certain way with his comedy that I think can transcend that pushback, because he's still making a lot of money. He's still selling out shows. Like he's breaking that glass barrier of political correctness, which is kind of what you need to do in comedy. That's kind of the if you're a good comedian, you should be able to evolve and still go beyond that. But to Jerry's point, it is true that some comedies, whether it's TV shows or whatever, they're not pulling the same jokes that they used to in the past. I forget what TV show I was watching, but they was making fun of gay people. They was making fun of mentally disabled people. Notice how I can't even say the R word anymore. They were making fun of a whole slew of people and different groups equally, but you can't do them jokes today. So, before people start acting like, oh, Jerry's getting political, nah, he's actually getting cultural, and he's not wrong, in my opinion. I don't think he's wrong. I don't hear a lot of far right conservatives having the same level of outrage and complaints compared to far left groups when they get their feelings hurt. So yes, In Living Color would definitely be a good example of y'all can't do that today. It's still funny. But it is what it is. But anyway, let's continue. Let's continue with what he said. He said, look, now going to see a stand-up comic, because he said he noted that comedy fans are now going to see stand-up comics because we are not policed by anyone. The audience polices us. We know when we're off track. We know instantly, and we adjust to it instantly. But when you write a script and it goes into 4 or 5 different hands, committees, groups, here's our thought about this joke. Well, that's the end of your comedy. Now that kind of makes a little more sense. That makes a little more sense, right? And I think that's actually true, because I forget the name of the comic, but there was a comic that recently, it was a black comic, and he was going viral for the wrong reasons. He had made a joke during a stand-up, and he had basically said something about George Floyd. And it was something like, oh, I would have stood on George Floyd's neck longer. So it was something basically out of taste, right? And the audience, people walked out. People got up, they left, and that was, he got booed or whatever. So to Jerry's point, that makes sense. Yes, like an audience will let you know if what you're saying or what you're joking about is funny or if it's too far. But I do think that it's interesting that he brings up that the point about going through the process. The process is probably where things do, fall apart. I mean, if you go give it to this person and that person and this group, and then you put it in front of this focus group and this and it, you're making it tougher for those jokes to make it out. So it kind of makes sense. Let's see. He does go on here to say, the culture, the gates are moving. Your job as a comedian is to be agile and clever enough that wherever they put the gates, I'm going to make the gate. And I couldn't agree more. And I think that's the sign to me of a good comedian and a good comedic writer. You probably have to be more skilled as a writer because you got more hurdles. But yeah, I mean, I always appreciate stand-up comics because that's an art form. I know T.I. wanted to go from rapping to stand-up, and I'm like, bro, like, you got to put your time in. You can't just jump into this and think that because you got your status or whatever, you're just gonna be funny. That's not how it works. And when you talk to a lot of comics or when you listen to them, they tell you have to do at least 5 years, on the road doing small clubs all over the place until you finally get like a real rhythm. I remember, I think it was Will Smith that tried to do stand-up for the first time. And Dave Chappelle gave me advice and stuff like that. And Will was talking about how terrified he was and all that. And it's like, it wasn't natural for him because Will can be funny on scripted stuff, but that's not his thing. So I think that is absolutely right. I agree with him. I agree with Jerry Seinfeld on this, that, times are different, but at the same time, step up. Like, if you really are funny, if you really do know how to do this thing, change, adapt, get better. So I'm fine with it. But I don't know. What do you guys think about Jerry Seinfeld's comments? Do you agree with him? Maybe you disagree with him? Whatever you think, please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Tony, thoughts on the Planet of the Apes franchise? I like them. I'm going to see the new movie, I want to say next week sometime. So prepare for an out of the theater reaction for that. Hopefully I can get that going. But yeah, I'll be I like them so far. I didn't like the Mark Wahlberg one too much, but I like them so far. Oh boy. 60 plus. What are you doing to me? Glad no Tyler Perry for Alex Cross. Will you cover how Monique dissed Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey in her latest stand-up? Look, here's I don't want to say no, I'm not going to cover it because I'm talking about it now, so that's kind of like covering it. But since you asked, whenever I talk about Monique, the problem that I get is people have started to believe that it's coming off as hating Monique. I don't hate Monique. I respect Monique. I've had critiques about her behavior, but I've always rooted for Monique to be better and to get better. Like, that's on paper. Like, I've written that. And I've said multiple times, and people, for whatever reason, don't want to believe me, that it's incredibly disappointing whenever I hear news about Monique and it's not about, yo, Monique said this funny thing. Yo, Monique has this great project. Yo, Monique did this wonderful thing. And instead, it's almost always, did you hear about Monique dissing this person? Monique cursed out this person. Monique's fighting with her children. Monique is cussing out that. That's my problem. That's always been my problem with Monique. I'm like, listen, have your grievances expressed. That is your right. That is fine. I'd have no problem with that. But once it's out there, once you've even received some support from people, can you use that momentum and that attention that you got and do something positive with it? Because I don't see what she gains from this. Going on stage for a comedy show that people are paying for your comedy, and you're spending time cussing out Oprah and Tyler Perry. Like, if I were paying for that, I'd be mad. Because I'd be like, I can get that on social media. If I paid money for jokes, I want jokes. Where are the jokes? So I'm just disappointed. I'm very disappointed that this comedic legend of the past cannot let go and apparently is trapped by her past trauma. I'm not saying she's not entitled to feel that way, but I am saying it's disappointing that she still can't overcome it and let her actual talent take over the headlines. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, thank you for that 60 plus. Nelson, Seinfeld appeals to the mainstream, not funny to me. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, listen, Seinfeld has a specific brand of comedy that it's not for everybody, you know. That's okay. You know, it's just like how, you know, Friends does not appeal to everybody. What is it? The Big Bang Show. Like, I can't watch that. Like, I don't care. And I like nerdy stuff. I just be watching it like everything on CBS. I don't watch it just don't do it for me. So I understand. Tyra, not too much on MASH. That's my show. Listen, first of all, you typing the word almost put me to sleep. Please don't let's not even type the word. Okay. If that's your show, that's fine. I'm not even gonna get on this because if I talk about it too much, my wife gonna get mad because apparently she liked it. I don't know why she liked it, but whatever. But I'm sorry, Tyra. I'm sorry. Talented one match. Come on, man. Y'all gonna have to stop typing MASH, please. Sorry. You almost got me there. Was somehow popular sleeping. I don't know. I don't know why it was popular. There's no way for me to know why it was popular if I couldn't even watch one episode. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see, Didier, what you got? Sitcoms aren't around anymore because reality TV is cheaper. Facts. Not because of cancel culture. Facts. Also, wasn't Jerry on the last episode of Curb? Yes, he was. Yes, he was, which was a great finale. I've read about it. I didn't watch it yet. I'm like on season 5 of Curb, even though they got 13, 20 seasons or something crazy like that. But yeah, he was on there. But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right about the reality TV shows being cheaper. And I mean, you know, once that wave took over and the pandemic hit and it really took over, sitcoms took a huge L. They took a real big L, and they haven't really been able to recover. I mean, mini series are decent. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get like 5, 6, 7 episodes or something, sure. But yeah, the way that they used to be, you know, look, he didn't say nothing about Family Matters. He didn't say Good Times. He didn't say The Jeffersons. He didn't say Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He didn't say Martin. That was my appointed time. You know what I'm saying? Those were the shows I tuned in for. But anyway. Let's see. Icon, what's this here? I don't know if this was addressed, but do you feel there's been an exclusion of black characters in X-Men 97? What? It's been a lot of chatter on Twitter. Did they miss the 2 episodes about Storm? No. Not in my opinion. I mean, does Bishop get a whole story? I don't know. I mean, what other characters are we talking about? Like, what are we saying? Like, I personally love what they did with Storm. I like what they did with it. So I don't know. But in my opinion, it's not a issue that has even come to my mind. But thank you for that. I appreciate you. Nelson, what you got? I'm gonna say it. Monique is a lazy comedian. Do better. Hey, you said it. You said it. I'm not going back on that minefield because then black E-Man hates big black women and he don't understand people that support the industry. What? Golly, boy, people just be jumping. But you say one thing, I want Monique to be better. Can she tell more jokes? How come you don't support big black women? What? Wild. Kiki, thank you so much. Seinfeld is hilarious. Curb Your Enthusiasm, which was written by the same person, Larry David. Final season had me screaming. I'm with you on that. I really enjoy Seinfeld. That is definitely a show I can watch without falling asleep. Thank you so much for that. Mr. Mitchell, Matt. Come on, man. Why y'all playing, man? Stop. Or Mr. Rogers. I watched Mr. Rogers, and I didn't even like Mr. Rogers. I liked him as a person. I didn't care for the show because as a kid growing up, I was like, what is with this board? Can you get to the puppets? Like, get to the puppets, get to the train, get to the store. Oh, man, you sitting here changing your shoes still? Man, listen, I'm sorry. No shade on Mr. Rogers. He was cool and all, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. It was a little too old timey for me. Okay. I listen. I turn to Sesame Street or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me watch some cartoons or something. Nelson, what you got? E-Man, why you hating on CBS comedy shows? Because I don't watch them. They just don't appeal to me. I don't know. It's not hate. I just don't. I give them a try. I really sit there and give them a try, and then I'm just like, this ain't for me. Y'all not talking to me. Shar, what you got? Going to the Cat Williams show in LA tomorrow, and Monique is on some of his tour dates. I'll let y'all know next week if she was there and what happened. Thank you so much. I'm very interested in hearing about that because that was something I was rooting for. Like, I shared it and I was like, yo, she was coming right off of the whole Cat Williams, Shannon Sharp wave, and I was like, this is perfect for her. This is a perfect way for her to ride that wave and capitalize, but just didn't really go. Didn't work out. But let me know how that goes, please. Hold on now. Bananas in pajamas, they coming down the stairs. Come on now. I know about the bananas in the pajamas now. I know about that. Come on now. All right, let's move on. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, guys. All right, what else do we have? Jordan Peele. So Jordan Peele, as you guys know, is famous for Get Out. Get Out obviously was probably one of his most famous films. And then you also have Us, which some people were kind of mixed on. Nope, which I don't think as many people like. But either way, I personally enjoy Jordan Peele's content for the most part. And it looks like here he has a new project coming out, which is not actually, well, I think he does have a film, but I don't know if that's what he's working on. But right now, it looks like he has a new project, and it's going to be something a little different. It says the Get Out writer director will executive produce a project for Peacock which dismantles the whitewashed mythology of the cowboy and expand on themes explored in his 2022 thriller Nope. It says here with the official description, the untitled Black Cowboy docuseries will rewrite a foundational piece of American history, unmasking the forces that erase the identity of the Black cowboy from frontier history and present. Stories of real cowboys will take viewers on a thrilling odyssey that connects to the heart of the resurgence of Black cowboy culture that we see today across music, art, fashion, and film, in a 3-part series to premiere on Peacock. I'm with it. And in case you did not know, back when in the movie Nope, he was talking about the Black cowboy that basically ended up training. I'm sorry, I blank on his name. that ended up training all those horses and stuff for Hollywood and stuff. And like, you know, it's always been problematic when you have Black history get erased, and it's one of the reasons why we have to have Black History Month, because things like this get lost in time. I mean, even the Lone Ranger, y'all remember the Lone Ranger? He was based off of Bass Reeves. You know, Bass Reeves was a former slave that ended up becoming a marshal or whatever. Always got his man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a stellar record. Now, there is a Bass Reeves series out there with Daniel Aloyo, I think, is doing it. But yeah, I'm down with this. If this is going to shed light on different characters and different people in history, especially if it's based off of facts, let's go. But you know, I've definitely enjoyed more of these type of stories. And yeah, like, oh, thank you for mentioning that, Stamina. But like Concrete Cowboy, which talks about the cowboys in Philadelphia, the Black cowboys in Philadelphia. Like, they literally ride down the street on horses and stuff. You know, which was a solid movie that had Idris Elba in it. But it was interesting. It was interesting to kind of learn that kind of history, because, you know, if it's factual and if they did have an actual impact, why wouldn't we want to recognize that? You know, there's no reason to hide that history. So I'm totally down for it, but you guys let me know. Are you down for watching this 3-part series? Do you want to learn more about the Black Cowboy? Is this something that you're interested in? Maybe you're not. I don't know. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments. Okay. All right. So when it comes to Batman, the Dark Knight series has typically been heralded as one of the best out there. Now, I've already told y'all my GOAT Batman is Michael Keaton. That's it. Like, that's the end of the conversation for me. But the Nolan Batman, for a newer and younger generation, has become a staple, right? And let's not get it twisted here. You know, given what we got, especially with one of the best supporting actor performances out there in a superhero movie with Heath Ledger's Joker, my goodness, that was just amazing, right? Now, I've had my fair critiques with this, where I have not been the biggest fan of the Dark Knight trilogy in retrospect. Like, when I look back on it, I never was a fan of how Christian Bale treated the character. I'm not a where is she? Where? Tell me where she? Where is she? I didn't like that. I was like, bro, why don't you just get a voice modulator? Like, what are you doing? So I wasn't a big fan of his version of Batman. I didn't like the literal whitewashing of Ra's al Ghul either. And I still believe that a lot of people only hype up the Dark Knight because Christian Bale was because Heath Ledger was so great. And because his performance was so great and so memorable, people don't even talk about Christian Bale. Like, in casual conversation. Now, forget the fact that I just mentioned this to you. Just think about the vast majority of conversations that come up about the Dark Knight. People are not talking about, man, remember when Christian Bale did this? Oh, man, Christian Bale was great. No, they're usually talking about Heath Ledger. So it's always been my opinion that when the supporting actor outshines the lead actor or the lead character, I don't know if that's a great thing, because you're really supposed to rise to the occasion. I don't think he did, but either way, it's still a solid franchise. So don't take my criticisms as E-Man hates the Dark Knight series. But I think one of the things that made the Dark Knight series so good was the writing. It was the writing. A lot of the lines were really good. What was it about Two-Face? If you live long enough as a hero, you become a villain or something like that. Like there was a lot of, solid writing in this. And the question has been, would Nolan ever come back, to do Batman, right? And before we get into this, I should let you guys know that I'm not talking about Christopher Nolan. I'm actually talking about his brother, Jonathan Nolan, because Jonathan Nolan is the one that wrote those films, right? So if you were getting your hopes up about about Christopher Nolan, that's not what. No, he's probably done. But Jonathan, he was asked about this. It says here, Jonathan Nolan was asked if he'd ever want to revisit the Batman franchise. And he says, wouldn't that be a dream? Nolan said, that period was 10 years of my life from when I got the call to work on Batman Begins, and it was epic. Working with Bale, Ledger, and Morgan Freeman, and Michael Caine, and to honor an American icon. If I had the chance to go back and work on that again, absolutely. Then he says, though, we've moved on to other things, and of course, other people have picked up the mantle and moved on with those characters. And he's probably referring to Matt Reeves as the Batman. Well, I would just say this. I like Jonathan Nolan's work because when you actually look at what he's done in the past as a writer and as a director, he has a pretty good track record. Like it's pretty solid. Let's start here. Memento. He wrote Memento. I love Memento. The Prestige, another fire film, fantastic. The Dark Knight screenplay, solid. I don't know what this is. He did Dark Knight Rises, whatever. He did Interstellar. He did The Person of Interest, and he wrote Westworld. And I really enjoyed Westworld as well. And by the way, he is currently the director of Fallout. He directed 3 episodes in Fallout. So Jonathan Nolan is no slouch. This is a guy that you want on your project. So all I'm saying is this. I know he said that, like, look, if we could go back in time and go do a continuation of the Nolan stuff, sure. But that's done with. What I would say is, James Gunn, you need to pick up that phone and give that man a call. Because you need some help. Whatever this Batman Brave and the Bold is going to be, James, you need some help. Go on and pick up that phone. Call up Nolan. He already said he cool with it. Because if that Brave and the Bold comes up short, it's going to be a problem. I don't care what Superman does. If Batman Brave and the Bold cannot work, if people do not immediately love this new version of Batman, you could throw DC away. Throw it away. What's the point? And I've already told y'all, it's bad enough that he went and got the director from the Flash movie that just flopped, Andy Muschietti, to direct this new Batman movie. Why you would do that? The least you can do is at least get a fantastic writer to help cover up any issues. Because the writing in the Flash was terrible. Anyway. How do y'all feel about Jonathan Majors? How do y'all feel about Jonathan Nolan potentially coming back for a Batman series or a film? Is that somebody that you'd like to see? Maybe you want to see some new blood. Whatever you think, let me know in the comments. And we're going to stick on Batman because you can't have Batman without a new person to play the role. Now, who's going to be Batman? Who should be Batman? The fan casts have been going on for so long. Some people, now the thing that's important is James Gunn did say that whoever is the Batman or the actor in anything, they will be the actor in everything for the DCU. So David Corenswet just got hired as the new Superman. So he is going to be the Superman in the movies, in the TV series, if he shows up there, and the animated series. Like, he's going to be in everything, right? So whoever is going to be Batman has to be it all across. Now, I've been a fan of Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. I thought he'd be fine. He already voices Batman. I know some people have been reaching for Alan Ritchson, aka Reacher. No, he's too big. Like, how you gonna have Batman be 10 times bigger than the size of everybody on the whole cast? Everybody, big chunky dude, big. I just don't think it's a good look. I don't think it's a good look. Like, you need Batman to be agile. Have y'all seen Alan Ritchson run and reach? Like, my man is so swole, he got to run like this. Y'all want Batman running like this? When you so swole, you can't even move parts of your body and stuff. That's how you want your Batman to run? We already had a Flash that was running weird as ever. Y'all want a 6'10", 500-pound muscular Batman? Like, what? No. Y'all got to get that comic book stuff out your head. It works in the comics. Live on film? No, he's too big. He's too big. Anyway, with that said, somebody has stepped up. A new challenger has entered the ring. Because today is Challenge Day. And this is who would like to play Batman. None other than M'Baku himself. Yes, that is right. Winston Duke apparently feels as though he should be the next Batman. When this was brought up, he said, "Listen, man, can you start that campaign? Ha ha ha. I would say I challenge you to get all these socials and push for me. Get your community. I would love to. I would love to do that as Batman. I'd love an opportunity to explore new characters, to change narratives around some of these entrenched ideas of how these characters are supposed to look, sound, and perform. I'm all for it." I'm not. No, thank you. That's okay. Are you done? Are you done? Nah, G. Not now. Not this. I mean, listen. Never mind the fact that now he's okay with a campaign. Now he's cool with a certain social media push. Never mind that. Bro, stop it. Bro, come on, man. What kind of suit they gonna have to put you in? How tall is he? This dude is like 6'3", 6'4". Like, bro, it's the same issue. It's the same issue. I don't want to see M'Baku in a Batman suit. I'm sorry. I just don't. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not to mention, as much as he tries, and I know he does, because he actually is on a podcast that the podcast I want to say it's a Batman podcast, so he does voice Batman. But I'm like, listen, bro, I still hear the Caribbean accent. I think, where is he from? I think he's from Trinidad, Barbados. I think it's Barbados. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. But the Caribbean accent, bro, it comes out. That Caribbean twang. It still comes out. I can't believe a Caribbean Batman. Tobago. Trinidad. Whatever. I can't. Bro, Batman cannot be from the islands. He can't. It just don't work. It don't work. Wagwan. Joker man. No. I can't have that. Bumbleclap. The Riddler. Nah, man. It's not gonna work. It cannot work. Now listen. If my man wants to play a different character, maybe Tim Fox. Now, Tim Fox is the Black Batman. He's not Bruce Wayne. He could do that, maybe. I guess. You know. But bro, we're not gonna play that game, man. We're not gonna play that game. I think we're good. You can play any other character. I would love for him to play. Somebody said Clayface. He'd be great as Clayface. Fine. I'm fine with that. You know, but nah, bro. We can't do this. What y'all say? Gotham's runnings. Oh my God. Cool runnings. We can't do this. I can't do it. But y'all let me know. Do y'all want Winston Duke as your new Batman? Are y'all gonna start the campaigns, the social medias that he's now apparently in favor of, that he wasn't in favor of for other things that were on social media that were really high campaign drives? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments below. Let's see. Didier, what you got? Big dudes as Batman don't work because if Bruce is 6'4", 250 and Batman is 6'4", 250, people will put that together. Exactly. You don't think I'm going to recognize Alan Richardson, whether he's in a suit or in the bat suit? I'm going to be like, hey, it's Gotham City. We don't have that many big power lifter looking people like that. You look familiar. And here's the other thing. You sitting here talking about the build. Batman's supposed to be a ninja. I don't know if Alan Richardson can lift his leg past his hip. Same for M'Baku, Winston Duke. Can y'all kick? Can y'all kick past the knees? I'm just saying, and I'm saying in the suit. Don't be posting nothing on social media in some shorts talking about you could do it. Nah, and don't have your body double do it either. We don't want no stuntman. I want to know, can you kick above your hips? Nah, bro, that ain't working. It ain't gonna work. I don't see it. Listen, I don't even know if the mask gonna fit his face. I don't even. No, bro, just go cosplay. Just go cosplay. You can go to Comic-Con, dress up. Ain't nobody gonna recognize you. I mean, we will, but just let that be your dream. What you got? Alan Richardson as live Sinister in the MCU, or at least Colossus, and put some respect on Matt. Sorry. Cue the music, please. Well, man, listen. No, no, thank you. So definitely not Alan Richardson as Sinister. No, thank you. When it comes to the character of Sinister, first of all, let's back up. If you want to give Alan Richardson a character to play in the MCU, make him Sabretooth. You need a big physical, you have to use that physicality to his advantage. And if you're talking about someone to play Sinister, I don't believe Alan has the acting chops to play that role. You might as well go get a serious actor, someone that can really get into a sinister mindset and have them play the character, because Sinister needs to be played by someone that can really tap into those creepy vibes. So again, remember, I've always told y'all, whenever y'all dealing with fan casting, think acting first, forget the looks. Looks can always, there's a workaround for looks everywhere. They can always put people in suits. They can always put padding. They can always use VFX. So looks are secondary. Makeup, all that is secondary. Look at the acting first. Alan, to me, does not have the acting chops to be the sinister that we've seen so far. I don't think so. Colossus, can he do a Russian accent? If he can do a Russian accent, sure. If he can do that, I'm fine with it. But I would definitely go with Sabretooth. I think he could play Sabretooth a lot better and easier. And that would be very believable, because to have Sabretooth, who is a very big hulking character, and to have him go up against somebody like a Wolverine who maybe could be shorter, that would look really good on screen, I think. But thank you so much for that, Sheet. I appreciate you. Ism, what you got? Alan Richardson would be perfect as Batman. Perfect. He's a beast. Don't forget, Frank Miller comic version of Batman was tall and jacked. And don't forget, that worked in the comics. I don't think it's gonna work here. Like, it's not perfect to me. Animation, sure. Comics, sure. Even here's the thing. Even Ben Affleck, he was a very big, swole Batman, and that was in comparison to a big, swole Henry Cavill. Alan Richardson is like way bigger than Ben Affleck. He's like 2 times his size. Alan Richardson is like the size of Bane. Take more time to think about this. Just don't just think about Batman. Think about how it works in relation to the other characters next to him. It's going to look weird. It's not the comics. It's not. Ben Affleck is the closest we will ever get to a swole, somewhat realistic looking Batman. Alan Richardson is not it. I'm sorry. I cannot. I can't be open sized to that. I can't be open-minded to that. It's just, unless you're going to get a whole cast of people that's going to grow up in size with him, he's too big in Hollywood to make that work, to me. But yeah, it's going to look very weird on screen. Very weird. They're going to have to keep putting him in the background just to make him look smaller. And that's going to be weird too, So anyway. House of Boom. E-Man, my Trinity people don't say what I know. I know they don't say that. I know. But it would be funny. Alfred, we will not have it. Yeah, I know the Trinity people didn't. I was saying islands and I was going in the Caribbean. So I was trying to pick up all different accents. That's all. I no disrespect to my Trinity people out there. No disrespect. But thank you so much for that. I should have put it in a Haitian accent. That would have been a little better. How come? How come she not? Where is she? How come? I don't know. I'm sorry. Suck passe Riddler. Ill Magic. What about Aldous Hodge or Laz Lonzo as Batman and Jesse T. Usher as Nightwing? No. Yes. No. No. I would go that route. I'm not the biggest fan of Jesse T. Usher like that. So no, thank you. Aldous Hodge, I think if you wanted him as Tim Fox, that one, sure. But Bruce Wayne, I told y'all before, Bruce Wayne needs to stay white. He is the epitome with his superpower of white privilege, white rich privilege. Nothing would make sense if you made Batman black like Bruce Wayne. That would not make sense. Tim Fox, some other person, fine. A rich white guy beating up on lower class people, I think that adds a level of complexity that works. And it explains why the hell he's so rich and why the police, why he has an interesting relationship with them. Just saying. Anyway, thank you so much. Let's stick to DC. Because apparently there's a conspiracy out there, a super conspiracy at that, about Superman. So, how can I put this in a good way? Ever since James Gunn got the role over at DC as the new head, co-head, there have been a lot of loud voices from Snyderites, Henry Cavill-ites, that for whatever reason just hate everything and anything James Gunn does. I mean, if y'all thought Kendrick hated Drake, these folks hate James Gunn. The moment this dude got hired, they already said fire James Gunn. Like the moment he got hired. They haven't seen a lick of what he's actually produced. They don't know what he's actually going to do in totality yet, but they already just hate him, which is, whatever. And there was a lot of ill feelings that happened ever since Henry Cavill was teased in Black Adam. And then all of a sudden, as people thought he was coming back, they got pulled away and that just never happened. Even though those same people didn't show up. Or I'm sorry, not enough of those same people showed up to support Black Adam to convince WB that maybe they should keep going with it. But whatever, I digress. James Gunn had already nominated David Corenswet. Some people call him Henry Cavill Light. The Wish version of Henry Cavill. Whatever. To me, he fits the profile of Superman. All tall, somewhat muscular, brunette. What he got the little S curl. Whatever. That's Superman. I don't care. But James Gunn has been on record saying that, like, yo, this is a new Superman, new story, etc., etc. But some people, those same people that just been hating on him since forever, don't believe him. They don't believe anything he says anyway, but they've also concocted a conspiracy that James Gunn has always hated Henry Cavill and he's been plotting against Henry Cavill from the beginning. So let's dig into this conspiracy theory, which James Gunn actually responded to, because he's trying to debunk this theory that alleged that he already knew about Henry Cavill Superman recasting while he was promoting Suicide Squad. So some DC fans were accusing Gunn of lying about his involvement in Cavill's Superman exit after actor Nathan Fillion was quoted telling Collider that Gunn told him at the Suicide Squad premiere party in 2021 that he would be cast as Guy Gardner, aka the Green Lantern, in a new Superman movie. So this is what Fillion had said. So Fillion said, we were actually at the party after Suicide Squad, and James was in the huge crowd of people. We saw each other in the crowd, and I congratulated him. Oh my God, that was amazing. It's so great. He goes, hey, did Peter Safran tell you what we've got for you next? I said, no, he hasn't. He looked around. James Gunn looked around like someone was going to be listening. We were in a throng of people, but he leaned over and said, you're going to be Guy Gardner. All right. So this is from Nathan Fillion, who basically was saying that, James Gunn came up to him, told him, yo, you going to be another Green Lantern coming up. Now, it's suspicious here because the Suicide Squad movie, when did that come out? That did come out in 2021. Let's see. I want to make sure I got that right. That came out, 2021. But studio. Let me see. I just want to get my timelines right. But James Gunn wasn't named the CEO until 2023, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'll take that back. 2022. And 2022, that's when it was reported and named that he was going to be the CEO or the co-CEO of DC. So right there, I can see where the conspiracy is kind of going, right? 2021, Suicide Squad's coming out. You still kind of have this Wild Wild West thing going on, Black Adam and all these other things happening. The Rock was going to change the hierarchy of power and all this stuff. It was a very tumultuous time in WB at the time, changing ownership and all that. And then now you got this accusation that James Gunn was like, yo, I'm going to go ahead and make you Green Lantern. Okay. So James Gunn actually responded to this. And he's like, yo, straight up cap. He says, I don't quite understand how that fits. Aside from the fact that I had no interest in running DC until Peter decided to do it with me so he could do all the exec stuff and I could focus on creative. When I was hired to write Superman, it was always intended as and pitched as a new Superman story. So why would I lie about not planning that at the Suicide Squad premiere, which would have amounted to the same thing at the end of the day? How does this particular conspiracy theory make sense? And that kind of makes a point, right? I mean, I guess if because I don't think he's lying about that. I've always said that because of the whole history of the DCEU through studio mismanagement, mixed reactions from the films, the best thing that they could have done was start over. So because they needed to start over, when he did get the call to write a Superman story, according to him, he's like, yo, I want a new Superman. So if he wanted a new Superman, it doesn't make sense for this theory to be true because he always was going to get a new Superman, whether Henry was going to be there or not. Maybe it would have been an Elseworld story. Maybe it would have been something different. But I'm less concerned about whether or not James Gunn always had a plan to screw out Henry Cavill or not. I don't really care because that's the business. Like, the business is not always fair. Some people get screwed, some don't. But nobody is owed anything unless it's on a contract. If you're not signed, if you're not owed something, and that you can't sit here and get upset about it. Lastly, I would just say this too. I really wish people would calm down. I really wish people would just wait and see what James Gunn actually does and judge that. Because I don't know if y'all recall, but a couple months ago, earlier this year, there was a loud crowd of people, certain segment of the population, that was just really against X-Men 97. It's so woke. It's this. It's so PC. It's this. Oh my gosh, X-Men. Have y'all heard from them since? I haven't. I used to see thumbnails, how it's going to be trash. It's going to be bad. It's going to be, DEI. It's going to be CRT. It's going to be all A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I ain't seen them people since. All I'm saying is sometimes it don't hurt to just wait and see. Now, when it comes out, if it's trash, give it to them. Let them know. If it's great, let them know that as well. I really don't see what the harm is with that. Because all these people that are like, fire James Gunn, fire him, fire. What are y'all going to do if he ends up making a new billion-dollar franchise? If he actually ushers in a new era of DCU that's profitable and popular, highly rated, y'all gonna look really dumb. Why don't y'all just chill out? Just wait. Save all that pent-up anger for when it actually comes out. And if it's bad, pile on. No one's gonna care. Have fun. But I'm just saying, I don't get the idea of pre-hate. The pre-hate thing is so weird to me. Why do y'all do this? So weird. I don't know. Anyway, what do y'all think about this Superman theory? Do y'all think that James Gunn was lying about the whole Superman Henry Cavill thing, or is this just a bunch of smoke and people need to go touch some grass? I don't know. Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's see. Natalie, I will need my white billionaire Batman. Yes. Because I'm gonna listen. If Batman is not white, if he's black and he's rich, I got questions. I need to know, how did your family get all that money? And how are you still alive? How are all your how did your parents really die? Like, I have more questions. If you change his ethnicity, make him Latino. I don't care. I got even more questions. When did your family come over here? Were you born here naturally? I got all show me all the papers. I need to know the family lineage. Where'd y'all get all them billions? Listen, I'm not a xenophobe or nothing. I'm just saying, you change the ethnicity, you changing a lot of the background. That's it. You changing the whole character. That's all. Ill, what you got? Would Jake Gyllenhaal work as Bruce Wayne Batman? Absolutely. 1000%. Now we talking. Because you're talking about an actor that can act and he can be physical. You saw the physicality in Southpaw. You've seen it in Roadhouse, and the guy can act his tail off in Prisoners. What was the other one? Nightcrawler or whatever. Nightcrawler, right? No, not Nightcrawler. What was golly, I'm missing that. What was Gyllenhaal in? The Night something. Jesus. Y'all know it, right? Night what? Nightcrawler. Yeah, it was Nightcrawler. Okay, I was right. Nightcrawler. But yeah, that is how you fan cast. Good actor. Can they do the actual physical stuff? He is perfect for it. He was actually in the running with Christian Bale, and I still believe that in a parallel universe, in the multiverse, he would have been a better Batman. Like, he probably could have been one of the best Batman. If you really look at that man's body of work, he fits the profile. So yes, great pick. He would have been a fantastic pick as Batman. Thank you so much for that. B, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Ism, what you got again? We need Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, about time. So supposedly we are getting him but in a TV series. So James Gunn's already talked about the Green Lantern TV series. So Jon Stewart should be coming out. Now, I have basically said that DC has not done a very good job with black characters in general. I think that they need to give us a black-led movie, not a team ensemble, not something, no, like black-led. Like, that's the character. Same energy you'll give to Supergirl. Why can't you give that to a black character? You got Static, you got Black Lightning, you got Green Lantern. You got a whole bunch of them. But yeah, they can do a lot better, in my opinion. All right, what else do we have here? We have a Mad Max update. I should have put this earlier. Mad Max, I have liked the original Mad Max movies with Mel Gibson. I liked 1. I liked 2. I didn't really like Thunderdome too much. Shout out to Tina Turner, though. So I wasn't a huge fan of it. And, the more recent Mad Max with Tom Hardy, it was all right. I liked it. I wasn't a fan of how the story didn't feel like it was his. The story felt very scattered, especially with the whole Furiosa thing and all that. So that was probably like my main criticism with it. But it was cool. But we do have an update here about what's going to happen in the future, because Furiosa is coming out. That's going to be a prequel to what happened in that last Mad Max movie. But it seems as though we're going to get something beyond even that. Now, this is coming from George Miller, the guy who basically started off all the Mad Max stuff. And he says here, in doing what we did in the preparation of Mad Max Fury Road, we also wrote what happened to Max in the year before we encounter him in that film. As we get towards the end of this movie, the chronology, basically we had to see that Mad Max was lurking around somewhere because we do know what happened. The writers know what happened to Mad Max in the year before, and we have a whole story of that, which I would like to do sometime if I get the chance. Okay, so basically, we might get a prequel to the Mad Max movie, but it would be a sequel to the Furiosa movie because it would take place right after the Furiosa thing. So make of that what you will. I am mildly interested in this. This is not a franchise that has really captured my attention the way that it used to. But you know, whatever. I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority with that. Do y'all like Mad Max? Like, is that a franchise that y'all are checking for that you enjoyed? Maybe. Do y'all care about Furiosa? That's another question I need to ask, because I need to know if I need to go watch that or not. Because if y'all don't care about it, I'm not gonna go waste my time and go watch it. So let me know what y'all think about Mad Max. Do you want to see this sequel, prequel, sequel, whatever you want to call it? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Speaking of, we got to talk about Thor. So Chris Hemsworth is also starring in Furiosa, the Mad Max story spinoff. And when it comes to Chris, we know him as Thor, and I think he's excelled as the character of Thor. But my God, it'd be an understatement to say that Thor 4 was a failure. Now, he has already come out and talked about how Thor 4, like even his kids were roasting him for what happened with Thor 4. That's when you know it's bad. When your own kids got to make fun of you for your own movie, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because usually your kids, they're going to like whatever you in. Usually. But if they sitting here like, daddy, Thor 4 was trash. Yikes. So he's already kind of come out and said like, yeah, maybe I did a little too much. Yeah, like he already kind of came out and said that, right? But now it looks like he's doubling down even more. So in this new interview with Vanity Fair, he said here, I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness, and I became a parody of myself. I didn't stick the landing. Thank you. I'm always going to give credit when actors can be honest. Now, haven't I told y'all when did Thor 4 come out? That was 2021, something like that. Didn't I tell y'all that when them actors are free from them contracts, when they're out of that marketing period where they have to promote the movie, that's when you're going to start hearing how they really felt about something. And he's finally coming to terms, and he's finally able to speak freely. Now, he's still with Marvel, of course, but he's finally able to sit here and say, like, didn't land right. Didn't do too well. Didn't stick the landing. Could not be more right about that at all. So, I love the fact that he can acknowledge this and be honest about it. I wish that this would be a trend with more actors. And I hope that he learns from this, because At some point, you have to get back in tune with the actual character and not sit here and be like, oh, let's do this joke, let's do that joke. Let me show y'all some thunder cheeks. Like, what are we doing? What are you doing? That's not why we started to care about this character. It was not because of that. So I like that. Now, he opened up a little bit more in this interview. He said here, sometimes I feel like a security guard for the rest of the team, the Avengers folks. I would read everyone else's lines and go, oh, they got way cooler stuff. They're having more fun. What's my character doing? It was always about, you got the wig on, you've got the muscles, you've got the costume. Where's the lightning? Yeah, I'm part of this big thing, but I'm probably pretty replaceable. Now, I wouldn't go that far, because with Thor's character, Chris Hemsworth is doing a pretty good job embodying that character, right? So I wouldn't say he's pretty replaceable. I would say that his character might get replaceable if you keep going down that path. If you keep going down that path of being wacky and kooky and all this stuff, that I don't want to see that no more. Like Thor in the comics anyway, and not even the comics, even in the animated series and stuff, Thor was like about his business. You know what I'm saying? Like there were times where he was unworthy, okay, but then there were times where he was like, yo, I'm the god of thunder. I don't have time for y'all. I gotta go deal with some other stuff, or whatever, right? So I like his honesty. I appreciate it. And like I said, I hope he learns from it. I really, really do. Because I don't want to see Chris Hemsworth get replaced. I want to see him just grow as an actor and with this character. Hopefully they scale down on the comedy as well. Hopefully. But anyway, you guys let me know. What do you think about Chris Hemsworth's comments on Thor? Is this something that you think is commendable? Are you appreciative of this? Do you not care? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments. Frigga, fear not, son, I forgive you. Taika, however, oh, Taika. Now that guy needs a break. He needs to take a break away from all of this. Yeah, Taika needs to move around, because this was not it. Hold on, there was another story I wanted to get for you guys. I don't know if I have it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Could have sworn I saw. No. Okay. All right. I guess I can't find it. Anyway, let's move on. We got the Russo Brothers. We have talked about the Russo Brothers a couple of times. We talked about how they're probably not coming back, for anything Avengers, because they got a lot going on. They got productions, they got movies, TV series, they got a lot of things going on. The last thing they need to do right now is be under somebody else's payroll. When you a boss, it's hard to go back to being an employee. But even with that said, it'd be an understatement to say that the Russos have not been a significant contributor to the rise of the MCU. Like the MCU was doing good, but they took them to another level. Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers 1 and 2. Infinity War and Endgame. Man, these guys did they thing, right? But of course, we also know that Marvel has been lacking. Marvel has been having some missteps. Phase 4 was not an overall success. Phase 5 is still a little rocky. Shout out to X-Men 97 though. And Loki season 2. But outside of that, it's been kind of rough, and Marvel needs some wins. But the Russo brothers were asked about the current state of Marvel, of the MCU, and they gave some interesting perspectives on what's actually going on. So when it comes to Marvel's current issues, they said here, I think it's a reflection of the current state of everything. It's difficult right now. It's an interesting time. I think we're in a transitional period and people don't know quite yet how they're going to receive stories moving forward or what kinds of stories they're going to want. Um, they also go on to say there's a big generational divide about how you consume media. There's a generation that's used to appointment viewing and going to a theater on a certain date to see something, but it's aging out. Meanwhile, the new generation are, I want it now. I want to process it now. Then moving on to the next thing, which they process whilst doing two other things at the same time. You know, it's a very different moment in time than it's ever been. And so I think everyone, including Marvel, is experiencing the same thing this transition. And I think that really is probably what's at play more than anything else. Now, I don't know if I fully agree with that. I mean, so basically they're saying, like, yo, people are changing. And is that true? Absolutely. I do believe that people are changing in terms of how we consume stuff, right? You know, nowadays, because you got streaming, to get motivated to go to the theater, it needs more. You need a recognizable IP. You need a film that at least sounds intriguing. It needs to feel like an event. Back in the day, it was kind of like, yo, it's Friday. Let's just go to the show. Now it's like, what's at the show? Is it worth going to? I can't tell. Just this week, 4 people have asked me, is there anything worth going to the movies to go see right now? And I was like, you know, it was kind of hard to make recommendations because a lot of stuff that's currently out, you could probably just wait. You could probably wait, you know, but there's, you know, specific things that you can recommend, but there's not a lot of things that you can recommend that would appeal to the masses, right? So like, I can't tell everybody, oh, go watch Abigail, because everybody doesn't like horror. I can tell some people go check out Challengers, but I also know that's not going to work for everybody either. So it's very difficult unless you have something big, maybe Planet of the Apes, maybe that'll be something that'll get people going. I think Dune might have been the last big theatrical thing people were big about. I don't know if I can recommend Fall Guy. I didn't see it, but I don't know if that maybe. But the point that I would disagree with here is that while it is true that you do have 2 generations or whatever, I still put that on Marvel. And I also put that on all the other studios as well. This has to be either through your storytelling or it needs to be from your marketing. Because if you sit here and let's say you're Marvel, right? If you're telling great stories and the stories are building up and they're giving people direction, that's going to create the incentive to go to the theater. Let's say you're not one of those type of people. If you are, perfect example. M. Night Shyamalan, Trap. My man dropped the trailer, and you know about the serial killer at the concert with his daughter and all that. I'm like, bro, I'm there. And then his daughter dropped another trailer for the watchers. I'm like, yo, great trailer. Even though it's not a recognizable IP, I'm there. These movies might not even be good, but the marketing is enough to make me say I'm going to go watch that movie in the theaters. So I don't really care. I'm not buying this idea that, oh, we got one generation that used to go to the movies all the time and another generation that be on their phone all the. If you put out good marketing and a good lure with good stories, people will come. Word of mouth will spread. All that stuff won't, all that other stuff, that won't matter to me. But what else he got here? They also say, I think that the 2-hour format, the structure that goes into making a movie, it's over a century old and everything always transitions. I don't think that matters either. If a movie is 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, If it's good, it's good. You, as the writer, as the director, it's on you to keep people's attention. I don't care how short or long the film is. If it's longer, guess what? You better put more things in there to keep us engaged. More twists, more developments, more sensational stuff. You got to figure that out. If it's shorter, great. That's fine too, but you still got to be good. It's still got to be an interesting story. Don't leave stuff out. So, yeah, I don't think that all these other things are like that's just because you make a movie shorter doesn't make it better. It might be appreciated that my time's not wasted, but if I don't like it, I'm leaving. Let's see. They say the superhero fatigue question was around long before we were working. Well, before the work we were doing. People used to complain about Westerns in the same way, but they lasted for decades and decades and decades. They were continually reinvented and brought to new heights as they went on. I'm not going to get on the superhero fatigue myth because it is a lie, but it is true that people were tired of Westerns, and that didn't stop them from making Westerns. They made better Westerns, and people showed up. Quality brings the people. Simple as that. It's not difficult. So I don't know. What do you guys think about what the Russos are saying? Do you believe them? Do you agree with them? Do you think that there's a different way that maybe movies should be made to get people back in theaters? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right, now we got 3 topics left. So we got to talk about The Rock. Then we got to talk about Giancarlo, and then we're going to talk about Captain America 4. So let's go with, let me grab some water first because I think it's gonna be something here. Let's talk about The Rock. So The Rock is easily one of the top and probably one of the few remaining movie stars in the industry. He has that rare ability to star in a movie and at least get people to attend. The Rock is so good that he can make your movie #1 on iTunes. So his talent and his show, his star power is not something to be neglected. One thing about The Rock, actually 2 things. When it comes to his reputation, nobody disputes. I've rarely heard any reports of anyone saying that The Rock is a bad guy. Almost everybody says this is like one of the nicest guys, one of the most generous guys, one of the most caring guys that you can meet in general. Like when they say don't meet your heroes, forget that. Go meet The Rock. The other thing that has been said about him is that he's like one of the hardest working people in Hollywood, right? This guy is a professional. He's in the gym 50 hours a day. Like when it comes to work, ain't nobody going to outwork The Rock. However, based on a new article that came out from therap.com, sources are saying they otherwise. They're saying like, nah, that's all cap. All that about The Rock. This guy is not what you think. So right now he's currently working on Red One. That is going to be a Netflix movie. It's about Santa Claus gets kidnapped, and I think The Rock is like a big oversized elf that has to go get him back. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But man, they sitting here talking about The Rock. And his professionalism is definitely it's in question. It's in question. So here's what it starts off with, because there's a lot. It says here that the Wrap claims that Johnson's tardiness added $50 million to the film's budget, which is now at $250 million. According to the report, insiders close to the production claim that Johnson was on average 7 to 8 hours late to set every day, sometimes not showing up at all. The report alleges that this behavior is nothing new for the star. In addition, the report claims that Red One has also suffered from mismanagement due in part to producer Hiram Garcia. Yikes. Late? Bro. Now, there's a couple things. We'll get into the deeper allegations. But the reason why this is already starting to rub the wrong way is because if y'all recall, we heard about a whole feud that was going on between The Rock and Vin Diesel during Fast and the Furious. And The Rock was posting videos. He didn't drop no names, but later on, it was pretty much revealed that he was talking about Vin Diesel. And one of the main accusations against Vin Diesel was that he was being a diva on set. He didn't show up on time. He was wasting other people's time, etc. So to hear the same allegation against The Rock, now it'd be one thing if this was one or two times. I get it. The Rock is very busy. The dude is doing WrestleMania this way and flying out and doing this on this movie and shooting this animated thing. Like, he's doing a lot at one time. But it's not a good look. This is not a good look for The Rock if these things are true. Now, according to some more of these, it says here, this is according to one of the insiders, the only thing Dwayne was consistent at was being chronically late. It was an effing disaster. Dwayne truly doesn't give a flying F. Insiders also claim Johnson refused to work full days throughout principal photography. It's his absolute refusal to work more than 4 to 5 hour days. It's a control thing. Man. Oh, wait, no, there's more. Hold on. Now, they said here that his lateness also caused Red One's budget to skyrocket to $50, and this is nothing new. He's been known for lacking punctuality on many of his shoots, including during the Fast and Furious franchise. So we heard at the time that it was Vin Diesel that was being late all the time, but now this report is saying, nah, he was late on Fast and Furious too. Now, some people are wondering, like, what's the big deal if The Rock is late? He is a superstar. He's working hard. Listen, back when we talked about the strikes, the actor strikes, the writer strikes, production costs money. When you are renting out a facility, when you are renting a location, you are hiring a bunch of people. You are getting, you have schedules. You have people that are contracted. Every second matters. It all costs money. So if this is consistent, if this is not just a one or two thing, that adds up very fast. When you have a crew of 200 people and each of them got to get paid a certain amount. And if there's overtime, I don't know if there's other stipulate. So being late is a problem. It is a problem. So that was some of the accusations. One of the other things that was said was, oh, hold on. Let me get this. Okay, let me see. Okay, so yeah, we talked about the refusal to work. Okay, they're saying that Johnson's lateness was partially to blame with his feud with Vin Diesel. Okay. It says here Johnson would regularly break quarantine rules while filming Red Notice in order to fly home on his private jet, and that the actor has a habit of urinating into water bottles while on set to save time. Why was this even in the article? So what? First of all, I don't need to know what this man does with his urination. Now, if you told me he was peeing on somebody, Okay. But this sounds extra. This sounds like something that you just wanted to like really just put something bad on The Rock's name. If anything, I could kind of sort of see peeing in a bottle as a positive, but just because it has this negative connotation, it sounds bad. I don't know. I'm not feeling this report too much. Now, apparently, this has also led to a confrontation between Ryan Reynolds and The Rock, because they did work on their movie before. And let's see, it says here, now this comes from who is this? From Amazon. Now, Amazon actually spoke up for The Rock. They said Dwayne Johnson and $7 have been incredible partners on Red One, a film that audiences of all ages are going to love this holiday. Our testing has been very strong. We couldn't have made it without Dwayne's constant help. Any reporting that implies that we got to this point with him showing up 7 to 8 hours late to set is ridiculous and false. Let's see. It also says the report made allegations about production on Red Notice, claiming Ryan Reynolds became infuriated after he had to wait 5 hours for Johnson on set. Insiders told the publication the pair had a huge fight, prompting Johnson to storm off set. Reynolds, it says here that sources claim Reynolds did confront Johnson after he was repeatedly late, but it also says the pair are said to have managed to work things out, after which Johnson came to work and the shoot continued without incident. So, according to these reports, it's sounding as though that this is some sort of habit that's going on. Was there something else? I thought there was something else. But I don't know how I feel about all this. Like, this feels like some hater stuff. This is what it feels like. But I'm not going to dismiss the possibility that some of these things could be true. As busy of a person that he is, I don't doubt that at some times he will be late for things. I don't doubt that. I think what's more surprising to me is that now we're finally hearing these reports, especially if it's always been a habit. Now, it is possible that because The Rock is such a money maker for films and stuff, maybe nobody wants to talk about it. Maybe. I'm a little surprised that no one is also talking about whether or not this man washed his hands. I have no problem with you peeing in the bottle. I just want to know, did you wash your hands? Because I know you had to interact with your co-stars. Because ain't no way we going to be on set and you ain't got like some Clorox wipes. Not no hand wipes. Not no moist towelettes. I need you to get them Clorox straight up alcohol drenched wipes on your hands. And I'm going to need them to air dry. Don't touch me when they wet. Because I don't know what's wet or not. Going to wipe something. And even then, maybe call my stunt double. Because I don't know. Like, bro, what are we doing? You had to drink that protein shake before you started? You had to? Anyway. This hurts my heart to hear these things because I'm a huge Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson fan. It sucks. I don't like to hear this about him. But I've always told y'all, even people that I'm a fan of, I don't know these people personally. So maybe he is chronically late. I don't know. Amazon is saying that that's not true. You got a couple insiders that are saying that is true. But I think the more important thing, besides washing his hands, is people still say that he's a nice guy. So maybe y'all got to eat an extra 50 million and maybe he brings you in an extra 100 million. I don't know. Number 1 on iTunes though. Anyway, what do you guys think about this whole story? Do you believe the stories? Do you not believe them? Like, do you think this is all BS? Do you think it's legit? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Talented one, what you got? When a movie was mediocre before, it was still more of a social thing for people to go anyway. Now movies are forced to be better. Facts. Like, no, people don't have time or the attention or focus or the money to give up to mediocre things. Now, it's different if the marketing hypes you up and you go in and you watch it and it's mediocre. Okay, that's one thing. That's part of the game. But man, if something is just average, ain't nobody finna go out there and go watch it like that. Nobody's rushing out to see those type of things. So yeah, 100% on that. Thank you so much for that. Quiet one, what you got? There is no superhero movie fatigue. Facts. We have overhyped marketing, lackluster films, poor and lazy writing fatigue, gutter booty trash scripts. Man, I couldn't have said it any better. That's exactly what it is. Because the second we get solid stuff, we up there. We show up. I went to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse like 3 times. Great written, visually amazing. Like, if you put out good stuff, we will show up. It's that simple. That simple. Thank you so much, Quiet One. Appreciate you. Let's see. Jay, what you got? It wasn't peeing in bottles that was the issue. It was having him production. It was having his production assistants dispose of the bottles. Hey, that's a dirty job. I guess if that was the case, like, here you go. Go take that out for me. This isn't apple juice. Sir, I'm gonna need a raise. I'm gonna need a raise. No. Yeah, I hope they brought some gloves. You know, be prepared. Jay, again, thank you so much. 250 for a Christmas movie is insane. I sense a flop. That's very possible. It's very, very possible. I mean, 250, that's usually that's superhero movie budget. Like, and I've told y'all before, in order to get your money back and see a real profit that means something, you can't just make your money back. 250 and 250, that's a loss. And even doubling it is not that great because that money that's earned still has to be split up. So even if they make 500 million off of that 250, Amazon gonna have to split that money up with the theaters and maybe the actors and other studio or whatever. So they really need to make 2.5 times for it to really be successful. So that means this movie's gonna have to be at least, I don't know, 600-700 mil at least. I don't think it's gonna do that. Maybe because it's Christmas time and people got time. Maybe, but that's a tall order. That's a tall order. So, hey, but Amazon got dough, so maybe they don't care as much. I don't know. We'll see. Tracy, what you got? Your film contract is your priority, not hustles. Facts on facts, and it has to be that case because your contract is everything. We've already seen lawsuits and all that. If that is the case, Tracy, no, I got you. I was just skimming around. I got you. But thank you so much. All right, let's see. We got 2 left. Joining the MCU. Well. This was breaking news. Just came out today. But apparently, Giancarlo Esposito is going to be joining the MCU. Now, here's the thing. Over time, we have heard that he has expressed interest in joining the MCU. In case you did not know, Giancarlo is a fantastic actor. From Do the Right Thing, School Days, Breaking Bad, Parish, you name it. This guy, if he's in anything, I already know he's gonna bring it. So he's joining the MCU. And previously, he has communicated that he wants to play Professor X. And I made a whole video about it, saying that like he would be fantastic as Professor X. I think he'd be great. Some people want him as Magneto, but I'm like, he's played the bad guy multiple times. Like, that's fine. It's okay if he plays the bad guy, but it's like if I think he would do better playing a good guy, right? But there's a twist with this news in terms of who or what he will be doing. There's a twist. It says here, during a panel on the Thunder stage at CCXP, Giancarlo Esposito revealed that he will be appearing in a Marvel project, but not in the role many fans have laid out for him. Esposito says he'll play a different role, teasing that it's coming sooner rather than later and better than you can imagine. So I think that throws out all of the fan theories of Professor X. That's definitely off the table because that's probably one of the main things. Could he play Kang the Conqueror? Sure. That would, but you know, from the rumors that I saw, it was saying that he would play a completely new character. I don't know if they want to play around with that and say like, oh, this Kang variant is new. Maybe. Now he said that it would be coming sooner than later. The only things I could think of that are coming soon would be Deadpool and Wolverine. Reshoots are currently happening, I think, or they start in June, I want to say. So maybe they're going to throw him in something. What are y'all saying? Doctor Doom? Hell no. No. Dr. Doom, no. Dr. Doom needs to be some Eastern European person, white guy. Like that's part. No, definitely not Doom. No. When you say Doom, trying to make him black, that's like trying to make Black Panther white. He's white guy from the Caucasus. No. Nothing about Giancarlo says he came from Latveria. Like nothing. You know. Oh, maybe he shows up in Agatha. That sure. Yeah, I guess. Some people saying Galactus. Well, there were rumors about Javier Bardem was going to be in Galactus, that he was going to play Galactus. It was him and Antonio Banderas, I think, were the rumors. I mean, I take the Kang out only because I don't see them. He could play Kang, but it just kind of goes against the whole idea of a new character. Brother Voodoo. I like that. Brother Voodoo could work. I think he could do that. Some of y'all gotta let that go. Let that Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Major thing go. They're not going to do that. Like, it does not matter how big of a fan you are. Let it go. The Marvel is too scared. I'm not saying that from a hater's perspective. From business, they're too scared. They are scary. You saw they were too scary to really recast T'Challa. Y'all really think they're gonna double back and go back to that? Come on now. They're okay. Okay. Y'all gotta see. Y'all read the room. Marvel is too scared. They are very, very scared. They don't want that PR mess. I like Brother Voodoo though. I like Brother Voodoo because I haven't heard anyone say that name for Giancarlo, so that works. And we did hear the rumor of Midnight Suns, so that would be interesting. Oh, Blade. He might play something in Blade if Brother Voodoo. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on now. I think we got it, guys. I think we got it. Blade is supposed to start shooting very soon. Giancarlo could come in just like how Doctor Strange comes in and be like, yo, I need your help, blah, 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 whatever. And he's Brother Voodoo. Yo, I think that can work. If he shows up at the end of Blade and recruits Mahershala Ali's Blade because they got to go on some multiverse thing, whatever, and that's what sets up Midnight Suns, I think we did it. I think we did it. It's going to be in Blade. It's got to be in Blade. I think the money is on Blade. I don't know where else. He said very soon. Blade is supposed to start shooting very soon. So you guys let me know. What do y'all think this character is? It's clearly not Magneto. It's not going to be Professor X. Blue Marvel, I don't think he can play Blue Marvel. Like, I feel like he's a little too old to play Blue Marvel. Definitely not Doctor Doom. If they made him Kang, he would be some weird variant, but I don't think that fits with this rumor. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever you guys think, please feel free to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Man, I would really like if he did Midnight Suns. Like, I think that'd be dope. I think that'd be really, really dope if he did that. All right. So our last topic of the night, we got y'all movie, Captain America 4, Brave. What do they call this? Brave and the Bold, Brave New World, whatever. We have an official look of Anthony Mackie's Sam as the new Captain America in his new outfit. Now, we've seen some concept art before, but now this is him in his new uniform. As you can see, it has gone back to the dark blue, looking very Cap-ish. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of this new look. I really like the new costume that he got at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought that it was at least closer to something for him, unique to him. But it looked like he just went into Steve Rogers' closet and just grabbed this out there and was like, this will do. So, I'm not a big fan of this look. It looks very generic. It looks just like the old suit. I don't know they changed the star a little bit, like, whatever, so anyway, that's a miss for me. Now, I know some people like it. That's totally fine. I'm not a big fan of it. It's not working for me. But we do have some comments here from the director of Cap 4, and he had some interesting things to say about the film. This is from Julius Ona, I believe his name is. He says here about Cap 4, it's really Sam's coming out show. It's about putting him through the paces. Okay. Says part of the challenge for Sam as Captain America working within the government is the way he's going to make decisions. The point of view he's going to have will at times put him at odds with the president. Sam finds himself almost standing between Samuel Stearns and what he thinks the government owes him and how he wants to go about getting that. Okay, so in case you forgot, Samuel Stearns is the guy who becomes the leader He was the villain. Well, he wasn't a villain yet, but if y'all remember in the first Incredible Hulk movie, when the guy was working on Banner and all that Hulk stuff fell on his head and his head started getting big and everything, that's him. So he used to kind of work. So I don't know. Maybe he's blaming the government in some way, somehow for it. Whatever. But this is where things get interesting, because let's not forget, one of the biggest rumors that was, if true, a red flag for this movie was that the action scenes were boring and the politics were not hitting. And if you can't get action and politics together, what is the point of a Captain America movie? Like, that's got to be your bread and butter. So they're saying that, you know, this is why some of the major reshoots got shot, and why they tested poorly with earlier screener audiences. But the director is saying otherwise now, even though the rumor was saying that Marvel went out and hired a consultant to come in, rewrite the action sequences, and these were like major parts of the film. So, but the director got something else to say. He says the action in this movie is incredibly exciting because this is a guy who can break. This is a guy who can bleed. We get to have a lot of fun pushing him to the limit. Did y'all notice? Did y'all notice what he didn't say? You said he can break. You said he can bleed. You said that you're going to push him to the limit. At no point, even though you said this action was incredibly exciting, at no point did you say that this man can fight. Can he fight? Because what you just described to me was we about to get a good 90 minutes of Sam getting his butt whooped. All the other action is going to be dope. But hey, Sam going to break. Sam going to bleed. But he can't fight. He got wings, but no hands. What are we doing here? What are we doing? All right. Y'all, this y'all movie, y'all can y'all can have it. Y'all got it. I'm still gonna give it a shot, but y'all better say a prayer. Listen, y'all better put them thoughts and prayers out for Sam. Somebody gonna have to do something, because it ain't looking good for him, like at all. Anywho, guys, that is all I have for today. I had another topic, but we'll address it next week. So I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I always appreciate it. I want to thank all of y'all for the fantastic support that a lot of you guys have contributed. Definitely means a lot to me. We are going to meet back up on Wednesday so that we can talk about X-Men 97. And then, of course, we'll meet back here, same time, same place. You guys, the weather is starting to get better. Please feel free to go enjoy yourself, touch the grass, take a bath, wash your hands. Please wash your hands. Please. Don't use no bottles. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. Until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Peace.